Thank you for joining me for episode 14 of my lunch break. If you're new, welcome. I'd like to just say that I see no harm in simply looking at the narrative that we're all presented and then just questioning whether it's true or false. Now let's officially begin episode 14. I've shown this map in past episodes, but today I want to talk about it, along with other things, but I want to start with this map. How many of you were ever taught about Tartaria being on a map in class growing up? How many of you have ever heard of Tartaria? Anywhere? Ever? Why are there so many maps with a country or a group of people named Tartaria? It's not there for no reason. It was also shown as Grand Tartary. Where did it go? Who were these people? And why were we never shown this in government-run education systems? I went through college and through all of my years of the education system, a country that took up most of the land in the world not too long ago was never spoken of. This fact alone has to get you interested in this topic. What's going on here? This isn't a map from 5,000 years ago. This is relatively recent. It spanned across Russia, Japan, America, Europe, Australia, and China. These maps are clear proof that this group of people were here. They existed. It's not debatable. This is why we see building structures that look exactly the same all over the place. Same style in every country across the world. It's not an accident. And it wasn't from thousands of years ago. It also wasn't from 100 years ago in the 1800s. We didn't build these buildings. This empire did. Now, to be clear, this is all my opinion and simply sharing the knowledge that I've gathered. You are free to believe what you feel comfortable believing. Now that we've shown the maps, I'd like to jump around a little bit in today's episode and show some interesting things that I've found. Here we are in Sydney, Australia, the Sydney Town Hall, built in 1875, as the narrative goes. Thankfully, this building is still standing for us to see today. This took 9 short years to build. Relatively simple to build in the 1800s, as these individuals had the skill of construction mastered, of course. This was built right on top of a cemetery. This story begins to get weird and gets me wondering if they're telling the truth. I'm 100% sure they're not, but it's enjoyable to find the flaws. The building was constructed in 2 stages. Really? The first stage took 5 years, which was the main hall. This architecture was won by a contest. Here we go with the contests again. You can see the U.S. Capitol building video I made if you're interested in learning about prisoners being master builders and contest winners being the best architects of all time. Anyway, let's continue. The second part of the building was modified by the city engineer to reduce costs. Who the heck is this individual? Who is the city engineer? What is this person's name? I think we know this is a complete lie. I'm going to explain what this is really telling us. We found this building. We had no idea how to build that well, so we added a second part to it that is way cheaper looking because that's how we build. They didn't choose to build cheaper. They had to. Okay, well, that building was incredible. Now we're gonna probably have to go thousands of miles away to find anything else that has incredible architecture in Australia. Wait. Is there something else in Australia with incredible architecture? What is that right next door? Oh my gosh, I give up. I give up. What is that? It's St. Andrew's Cathedral? It's St. Andrew's Cathedral, of course. Supposedly, these 2 buildings were built within 10 years of each other. That's hilarious. They say this is the oldest cathedral in Australia. Good old Edmund Blackett is the one responsible for this design. He supposedly designed 2 universities, 3 cathedrals, and 50 or more parish churches, as well as banks, offices, bridges, mansions, and countless shops, cottages, and terrace houses. What a guy! And now I'm extremely interested, and I want to see all of these old world buildings that they say this cartoon character designed. He's best known for the design of the University of Sydney, built in 1850. Another cathedral, St. Saviour's Cathedral, built in 1874. St. John's College. We build colleges like this? Well, we used to build things better in the 1800s. We used to really put a lot of effort into our buildings because we really cared about it. And now it's just all about the bottom dollar. Yeah, right. Sorry, but I'm not buying that narrative. We build like trash because we do. These palaces are built like palaces because the builders had the keys to it. They knew how. Pretend I gave you a key to a $500,000 car and you got in it and go 10 miles an hour around the racetrack. You get back and I ask you, why did you go so slow? And you reply, I just wanted to save gas money. Sorry. But if you had a Ferrari, you are not worried about gas money. If we really have the technology to build these places, we would build them. And they'd go up all over the place still, but they don't. And we can tell the difference between an old world building that isn't built by us versus a building that we built. And it's simple. The distinction is clear. In 300 years, our buildings will look rusty and old. I'm not even sure they'll still be standing. They're not built to last. But this Castle College that Mr. Blackett was supposedly responsible for building will stand the test of time and beyond. That thing isn't going anywhere unless it's on purpose. What else did this character supposedly design? Oh, a grammar school that has pillars, of course. 3 pillars will not be enough. Add another one to this grammar school, and I want it done now. Built in 1857, this is the oldest school in Sydney according to the narrative. This school also holds scientific significance as containing examples of early building materials and techniques in pre-Federation Australia. Oh, I'm sure it does. Did they seriously write that? This is used as a private school now. Only $36,000 a year to enter. Oh, this is nice. They let you know that you can pay it in 3 installments of $12,205 each. How nice of them. This is for children, not college. Kindergarten through 12th grade. $36,000 a year from 1,833 students, raking in roughly $66 million a year. Could we get people in a building paying this kind of cash for elementary school if the building was crap? Or do we get this cash because the building is clearly the main attraction? Comment below and tell me. I think we get the point that this architect was most likely not a real person and is being used as a pawn to tell these narratives and supposedly explain why these buildings are here. As a small bonus, I want to add in this water tower in Chicago. I was able to visit this site and check it out for myself for a much closer look. And I want to put a theory out there about it. It could be wrong, but I like to speculate sometimes and see where it goes. There were a small amount of buildings that survived, and this is one of them, in the Chicago fire. Is it possible that this water tower used to or possibly still does work as some sort of sprinkler system? I say that because not only did the structure make it through the fire, but so did the building across the street. Very strange, and something to think about at least. A water tower is the thing that survives a fire? Coincidence? I think not. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. I have a lot more on the way. If you have any ideas for future videos or anything that you really want me to cover, comment below and let me know. I want to thank all of you for your support. It's been incredible and we've really just begun. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a great day. See ya.
Don't trust what you see. Don't listen to your senses. Trust what you are told.
Whoa.